Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin, and welcome back to my 2-week Star Wars series that I'm doing every day, which, by the way, kind of late on. I missed yesterday, which I'm very sorry about. I was busy with finals and all of that. Yeah, it's coming out of the quarter for the school year, well, at least 2019. So, yeah, I'm kind of quite busy throwing some work up, and so now when this video is uploaded, it will be tonight. Tomorrow you'll be getting 2 Star Wars reviews, Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, and Thursday you'll be getting The Last Jedi. So we're almost to the end of this series. So if you guys have been missing out on the series, go check out the playlist that I have down below. Hope I don't forget, but it'll be on the channel, and so go check that out. But there's obviously a warning, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't checked out any of the other Star Wars reviews or seen Empire Strikes Back, there will be spoilers. You have been warned. Let's get right into it. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. This is the best Star Wars movie out of all of them. I freaking love this one. There's after watching this, it used to actually wasn't my favorite. I was like, not a lot of stuff happens. For me as a kid, it's like I really like watching stuff blow up. It's just that was just me. But now as growing up, I could understand what they were going for and how much character development means in a movie, clearly. And I don't know, I just never liked it. But now watching it, and I'm watching it while I'm like a teen, it's just freaking amazing. It's one of the best Star Wars movies it's actually one of my favorite Star Wars movies now. And so, I mean, it's just so great. We get to see Luke Skywalker first time using the Force and trying to figure out his balance and stand his ground. We get to see Puppet Yoda, which is just the best thing ever to see. Yoda's is great. We'll get to him later on. We get to see Force Ghost Obi-Wan, the return of Alex. Rest in peace. And we get to see Darth Vader do some badass shit. It's just all amazing. We even get to see the first glimpse of the Emperor. I don't even think he was mentioned. A New Hope, and that's the thing, is that this wasn't planned out. None of this, this saga was not planned out at all. So it was kind of weird that he just popped out of nowhere. Just if you're new, if you if you watch this back when this first came out, when you see the Emperor for the first time, you're like, who the fuck is this? Also, again, it'd be like, oh, okay, Darth Vader isn't the ruler of this army. It's this guy, and so it always gives you that idea. It's there's always someone above you, and that so it's really cool. And it's also like a what the fuck moment. So, but it was really cool to see the Emperor for the first time. Right off the bat, it's just freaking amazing. The Battle on Hoth was just so great. Seeing the first time of a snow planet in the Star Wars universe was just great. And seeing these walkers, just what the fuck is that? It's nothing can get any better than that. It's just freaking amazing. And literally in this movie, the Empire does strike back. The Empire sooner or later captures Han Solo and puts him in a Kyber crate, I guess. I forget what they're called. But it's just I don't know. My mind's just all over the place. It's so great. The dialogue's great. The dynamic between Han and Leia is freaking amazing. They're playing hard to catch type of game. It's just really great because Leia's, I guess, I don't know why, she just doesn't want to admit her feelings for Han, but Han knows that she feels that way. But I think she just knows if she goes for a junkie, it would kind of be bad for her reputation, I guess. At least at this moment, who really knows what's going through her mind? But it's just so great how they. It's how they play off each other in the previous events that they've been going through. It's just really great. I don't know when this takes place after New Hope. I think it takes place a year maybe after New Hope. So it's around there, couple months a year, somewhat like that. Effects in this film look amazing, which, by the way, is it's just insane how they film these. Because back then we had no. Well, I mean, I guess did we have CGI? Not really. It was there, but it wasn't really there at the same time. It was just like, I guess, starting a little up. Not really though. But like how they filmed this is that they got actual like props. Like they had an actual Millennium Falcon. They had actual Star Destroyers. They actually had real asteroids. And it's just the way that they filmed them is that, so what they did, so they had, let's just talk about the Millennium Falcon and that asteroid scene, which is the best scene out of this whole entire film, is that, so what they did, they put the Millennium Falcon, a Scott, like a, I guess, a big, I don't know, like, just like a statue size of it, and so they have it sitting on this, like, platform, and so what they do is that they film it and they actually move it, but then they, I don't remember exactly what they do, but they cut this out, cut a frame out, wrap it around this, around the stage, statue Millennium Falcon, and what they do is that, so that like basically cuts out everything behind the Millennium Falcon, whatever's lights up will be in the film. And so like they use like this like red and blue, green type of deal. It's like the 3D glasses that you used to get in theaters, which were freaking awful. But so it's just like, and next when you film that, you can make it darker and like more darker to have the stuff in the background that you're gonna have more stand out, and have the Millennium Falcon or whatever you're filming stand out even more, which is really cool. I'm probably not explaining it right. You probably know where I'm going with, but there's videos out there that talk about, like, I believe there's this channel called Clyde, I forget what they're actually called, like Clyde X like effects or something like that. They go a lot into detail with their stuff. That's where I mostly go and watch my watch research, and because they really work on films, and it's really cool stuff. If I can figure out their channel name, which I probably will because I'm subscribed to them, I'll put their link down below to a Star Wars video that they did very recently, which is amazing. They did great work. I'll put a link down there below. You can go check them out. Great stuff. And so it's just insane how they used to do things, but now everything's just CGI. And I mean, this stuff looks great, but is it gonna hold up like these films are gonna hold up in the future? Like, if you look at if you look at Force Awakens, that film looks amazing, all right, and I don't know how many things, how many items are in there are actually props, like they actually were on like sets and all that, but like were any of the ships or anything like that props? I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure I'll find out sooner or later, but if they aren't, those ships that they're like showing or whatever they're showing that is CGI isn't gonna hold up probably 20 to 50 years by now. Everything in here is gonna hold up, like no joke. If time travel is possible, and if I go to the future like 20 years from now, I bet you this film will still hold up because everything is a prop and realistic. It's just great work, and it's freaking amazing. Even Puppet Yoda still looks great. I mean, it's just, I don't know how imagining being like filming back then, because it must have been super freaking hard to just make a film like this, and it blows my mind that they pulled it off. And especially with the amount of budget they had with the first film, because that's how they started out with. It was just a prop, and it's like, okay, hopefully that when we film this, we can edit all the stuff that in the background that we want out and want it in. It's just great stuff. The biggest twist of this film of all is finding out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. That when I first watched that film, it blew my mind. I think it was the very first film I watched it with a twist like that, and I don't know how many twists were like that back before this. I think this was actually the very first twist of that. Who knows? I have no idea. But so, and that threw a lot of people off. It's like, what? That's freaking insane. And I don't know how they came up with that idea. I honestly, if I was writing this movie, I would definitely never came up with that idea. Especially even now today, like, because there's nothing but twists like that in these modern day movies. They all care about is these like twists that go nowhere, and it just does nothing because one, they already did it. Other films probably did it and much better, or they did it but they just had no clue what to do with it, and so it's just like it's just there. But here it actually has a purpose, because it might feel like it's like a little kind of shoved in there. It's like, oh, that kind of came out of nowhere, but they fix that in the next. They don't fix it. They continue on with it in the next film. It's not like, oh yeah, so you remember that fight that we had in You're My Father? Yeah, let's never mention that again. But you helped me out at the end anyways. So it's like they work their way up, and it works. So it's just it's just great. And like the floating city looks freaking amazing. Let's talk about Puppet Yoda. I'm insane about Puppet Yoda, because he has no he's completely different from the prequels. He's not stale, and what's amazing that he's so quirky that he's just freaking funny, and it works. And what makes sense about this creature, this person has been stranded on this planet. Well, I guess actually, yeah, I don't know. Like he's been blocked from the outside world for 20 years. He probably has not talked to one person, maybe besides the Force Ghosts, and that for the ones that have learned it, because from the end of the Revenge of the Sith, that you have to learn how to become a Force Ghost. It's not automatically like, oh, you're dead, you're a Force Ghost. You actually have to have training, I guess, when you're dead or before you're alive. While you're alive, to become a Force Ghost or some way. I have no idea how that works, because they don't go into any detail with it, which I'm not surprised about. But it's just insane how this guy hasn't already given up on everything. But the thing is, it makes sense, because he's just been stranded here, and he probably hadn't really having any good food, so he starts to go a little insane, and that's why I like The Last Jedi. I can see the comments coming. That's why I can see Luke in The Last Jedi being the way that he is. I'll get to the reason why whenever we get to that review. I already can see the hate coming. Just give it to me, but I'll give my reasoning when I get there. But so it's just great seeing Yoda to interact with Luke, because it's just the very first person that he ever seen, and he has no boundaries. He just doesn't give a shit, and it's freaking amazing. And he still has his mentality like he does in the prequels, and I think that's what George Lucas was going for. Is that, all right? So this guy isn't stranded on a planet, I guess, because that. And so he probably wanted to make him more mature and more I guess, robot, I guess, because he felt like a robot. But he wanted to make him more mature, and so he's like, all right, let's just give him just that mentality, fearless mentality that he has, and so, but he felt like a jackass in the prequels. He still has that mentality of him where he goes where he says to Luke is like he's too old. He's impatient. That's the same exact thing that Anakin Skywalker was told in the prequels, which kind of makes sense in a way. It's like Yoda doesn't want to go down that route again. He's like, we've already been down this route. It's like, it's just, what if it happens again? like it's like Yoda's telling Obi-Wan, it's like you never fucking learn. It's like you train this one bloodline of a Jedi, and you're gonna train him, and you want me to train the same one that's related to him? It's like, I can understand where Yoda is coming from. It makes completely sense when you find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. It makes all sense. A cool tidbit, if you guys couldn't know, because I didn't notice the first time when I watched this film. It's like, is that Luke's face in it? I couldn't tell. And next rewatching it a couple more times, it's like that is Luke in the helmet. So that was a little cool tidbit if you guys haven't noticed that. And so, I mean, like, there's nothing else to talk about. There's no horrible flaws. It's freaking amazing. Honestly, I don't know if you I mean, you can nitpick this movie out apart, like piece by piece, but with the prequels, it explains basically everything and explains why Yoda is this way, and so. And it just makes all sense, and I can understand where people are coming from when you watched it when it first came out. It's because it's like, okay, why is this Master Yoda here? Well, now we have the prequels, and that's just another thing why when the sequels come around, I'm not gonna be too harsh on it because people when the Force Awakens came out and The Last Jedi came out, they're like, why the fuck is this like this and all that? And that's why I'm not going to be too harsh on it, because I'm literally watching The Last Jedi right now. Honestly, I don't like this movie. I mean, The Last Jedi, and I'll get to the reason why and all that, but I'm just trying to explain my point why you just can't hate this movie, because it's just, I could understand why back then, but here now you just can't hate it. And so I'll get to my reason why. I know I'm leaving you guys on a cliffhanger right now, but I'll get to my reasons why about The Last Jedi, why I like it a little bit more now than I did when it came out, because I didn't like it that much, but now rewatching it and watching all these other ones, it makes all sense now. So I'll get to that when we get to that part of to The Last Jedi review. Everything will be explained sooner or later, so so stick around to that. But yeah, that's all I want to really talk about. It's just freaking amazing, and the way, even when Luke and Darth Vader fight, it's just Darth Vader is just taunting Luke. It's like he's just like, I don't want to fight. I'm trying to come in peace, basically, and he's just like throwing him around, and it's like he's just messing with him because he knows he will win, until he starts getting like a little, messed up, and he's like, okay, I gotta be a little bit more serious. I gotta become more of a father, if you know what. But so like it's just really cool, and honestly, I'm gonna give Star Wars Empire Strikes Back A+. It's freaking amazing. I love every single moment of this film. I wouldn't watch any other Star Wars movie over this, to be honest. But so yeah, if you guys want to see a ranking of my Star Wars the Star Wars movies, let me know. But that we'll have to wait until after I see Rise of Skywalker. Can't wait to see that. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought about Empire Strikes Back down below. And like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.